What up, everybody? It's Dominic here, and I just wanted to talk about UFC 250, man, I don't know. I guess if y'all didn't know, I'm a big MMA fan, big UFC fan. Right behind, probably, oh no, so football's number one for me, basketball's number two for me, and it's like, I don't know. I love A's baseball. But I can't necessarily say baseball is my third sport. I think MMA would probably be my third favorite sport because, like, besides the A's, I could give a shit about everybody else. Like, baseball is weird like that. You can kind of focus on a team. But, so yeah, I'm a big MMA guy. And essentially, right now in Corona, if you're not an MMA guy, you're fucking up. I mean, it's the only, sport really to watch right now besides little bitch ass Twitter reports and shit. So, and yeah, let's just address this from the jump. I'm drinking a White Claw. I know that's controversial, but I carry the torch for us claw drinking men of character here, as I feel like we get unnecessary hate, I'm thick enough, boys. So let me tell you, I'm thick. I'm team thick, I don't need to be too much thicker, so, a claw's good for your boy. I'm not going to lie, though, I've been drinking whatever Sierra Nevada's little hazy IPA is. I think it's called a little something hazy or something like that. I was drinking those all night, but I killed my sixer and had to raid Mouse's claw stash. But I'm about the claw life. But I just had to address that. I know I probably see a few haters clowning the claw life, Team Mango over here. The new watermelon ones are heat if you haven't tried them. That that exclusive shit. But all right, so there's a bunch of obvious headlines to get to, but I'm going to go kind of card by card. So I really started at the end of the prelim, of the ESPN Plus prelim. So I'm just going to start with the Alex Caceres versus Chase Hooper fight. Apparently this Chase Hooper guy, he's like some young phenom. Alex Caceres is like a hardened, trusted and true veteran. They do that in the UFC. They'll usually match a up-and-comer, versus somebody who's taking their lumps, but, a good-ass veteran. And everybody, the announcers were saying it was an obvious jump in competition, Oh, boy, was, like, super young. He's 20. He looked like he was, like, fresh out of middle school, definitely baby face. He's a young guy. He'll probably end up in a bigger weight class once his body fills out. Like, he ain't even fully developed. He's a badass. Like, I'm not about to sit here and rip Chase Hooper. He's a bad motherfucker. But, man, his punches look slow all night, man. Like, it looked like he was like, I've seen like fighters shadow box with like little, 2-pound dumbbells in their hand, strength. Like, that's what it looked like. Like, it looked like he had on like some heavy ass boxing gloves or something. Just, I don't know. His hands were slow. You could tell the obvious grappling talent, and he obviously had some interesting kicks. His footwork was a little sloppy. I'm far from an expert, but, even just on my naked eye noticed that. And, Caceres essentially just outboxed him, outstruck him, just kind of lit his ass up a little bit, to be honest. Kind of welcome to, it wasn't his debut. I think it was Hooper's second UFC fight, but it was kind of a welcome to the UFC type of moment. He's kind of lighting his ass up. Just one step ahead of him, just bam, 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 right hand jab all night, just one step ahead of him, just outboxed him. None of Hooper's really big, elaborate kicks really seem to land or do much. And, Caceres almost fucked around and let that fight get away from him on the ground a few times. But he didn't, and he ended up getting the win. Hooper showed a chin. He showed heart too. Like, he never backed down. He kept coming forward. It didn't look like he didn't want the smoke, or he was, bitching out or anything. So, kudos to him. He has UFC fucking stones. That's for, you know what I mean? But they say Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres, he handled him. I'm not going to go into any of the earlier, prelim card matches, Then we hop to the main card. Man, my boy Aljamain Sterling just fucking made quick work of Corey Sandhagen, the rear naked choke. I mean, not too much to break down, but in a good way, just because it was pure domination. Rear naked choke. I mean, oh boy, it was over before it started, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to spend too much time there. If you didn't watch the fight, I mean, it was just Aljamain all day, and then some. Then we go to Garbrandt and then Rafael Sunsal. Man, Garbrandt. So, I mean, I used to be a big Garbrandt fan. I mean, I've always kind of rooted for him. You know, he's made the podcast scene. You know, he at one point he was at the top of his weight class. You know, he's a dope dude, but he's taken 3 L's in a row, 3 sloppy L's. But that's kind of his fighting style. You know, he goes for it. You know, he kind of shoots from the hip. He kind of, you know, swings for the fences. He is not the most, you know, hesitant, careful, timid fighter, which is why people like him, but also why sometimes he gets fucking slid. But, I mean, he pretty much whooped old boy's ass, man. He looked super lightning quick, and ended up with one of the most vicious fucking knockouts of the night. That's what I got to get to, though. I know I said I wasn't going to spend too much time on the prelims. Sorry, I don't have a fucking Jamie to look this shit up for me. Let me pull this up. Fucking O'Malley, though. Whose knockout was better? Y'all got O'Malley's knockout or y'all got, man, where the fuck is his shit at? Sorry, y'all. So I need a Jamie, man. I need a young Jamie. Where he at? Oh, no. For some reason, it's not showing up on, like, the online card, but I know if y'all was fucking watching the shit like I was, y'all definitely saw O'Malley slide old boy and drop him. Yeah, it's not coming up on the little Google whatever the fuck. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Sorry, y'all. It was on the main card, I guess. But yeah, O'Malley, man, he knocked Eddie Wineland the fuck out super quick, dropped his ass. That shit was, man, it was crispy. I was like, surely that's knockout of the night. It's over. Give the man the bonus now. Like, we're not going to see anything better than that all night. Not a chance. But then my boy Cody swing from the hip Garbrandt fucking knocked Rafael Sunsal's head into fucking Jupiter, man. Man, I mean, I think I got to give knockout of the night to Garbrandt. I mean, maybe I'm a little, because I was looking forward to Garbrandt's, you know, comeback. Like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was pulling for the guy. You know, I didn't want to see him. Because I'm not going to lie. If Garbrandt got knocked out tonight, he may have retired. You know, he's taking 3 losses in a row. I was pulling for Garbrandt. I'm not going to lie. But, like, you know, so I'm going to lean Garbrandt for knockout of the night. Anybody that says O'Malley, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, that was bad fucking ass, too. The rainbow braids fucking just slid his ass. I mean, that was just, I mean, Garbrandt, they both honestly look like some video game shit, to be honest. So, but I'm going to go Garbrandt for not, just because I feel like Garbrandt had more on the line. You know what I'm saying? If O'Malley would have lost, it would have been his first loss. He could have bounced back, still been fine. If Garbrandt lost, man, he might have been hanging him up. And then to fucking knock old boy clean the fuck out like that, drop his ass like on sight. I don't know, man. I think I got to go Garbrandt KO of the night. I don't even know which way the UFC went with that, so y'all have to let me know if I was wrong or right with my prediction or not. But I would say Garbrandt KO of the night. And then, all right, what y'all I'm sure been waiting for, Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, obviously I have the utmost respect for Amanda Nunes. I mean, I consider her the female GOAT. I mean, I was trying to explain it to Nina. I was like, essentially, they tried to keep calling other people the GOAT, and every other female fighter they tried to deem the GOAT, Nunes slid and fucking knocked out and beat. And so Nunes, to me, is the GOAT because she beat everybody else that they tried to anoint the GOAT and whoop their fucking ass. So to me, Nunes is the GOAT. I guess you can debate. I mean, Rogan agree with me. If you're trying to debate that Nunes ain't the female GOAT, then I think you got an uphill battle. So I think let's go ahead and just call her the GOAT. And it was weird because they had her fighting this Felicia Spencer, who she was unranked, which obvious mismatch here, right? And I mean, like I said, oh boy, I think somebody in Vegas or, bet $1 million on Amanda Nunes. So, I mean, to say, she was a favorite, it would be an understatement. And so somebody bet $1 million on her. And I think he only won 160 grand. That's like how much the favorite was. So, huge gamble there, but I guess it paid off. Not really a gamble on Amanda Nunes because she's a sure fucking thing. But man, so like whenever the fight was starting, when they was warming up, walking out, all that shit, I was trying to explain to Nina, like, look, like we about to watch fucking slaughter, like we about to watch fucking shark bait, like this is like the scene in Jurassic Park when they lower the cow down into the velociraptors, like I was like, this is not even fair, like old girl's about to have her fucking lunch money took, like it's about to be an old school ass whooping. In a lot of ways, it was. Like, I mean, Amanda Nunes had a flawless performance. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong, but fucking old girl Felicia Spencer has a Nate Diaz chin. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, hell, I would have been long dropped. I mean, she was eating shots from the champ. She was eating shots from the GOAT that would drop, I mean, almost every female on planet Earth, literally, like. Shout out Felicia Spencer. Like it started off in Nunes whooped her ass in the first round, and I was telling Nina, I was like, this shit ain't going 3. I was like, it's scheduled for 5, but I was like, I would bet every penny I own that this shit ain't going 3 rounds. She's gonna get slept. And then, boom, next thing you know, we're like in round 4. And, I mean, it's weird because, I mean, Spencer's getting her fucking ass whooped. Like, she's just eating shot after shot after shot. I mean, she's losing on the ground. I mean, she's not winning a single angle of the fight. Excuse me. But she's still alive. She's still fighting. She hasn't been knocked out yet. I mean, she was beat the fuck up, though. I mean, bleeding, giant knots on her head. I mean, it was ugly. And then by the time, like, midway through the 4th round, I was like, are we watching fucking Rocky here? Like, I was like, if she goes the distance, like, this is some real Rocky Balboa shit. Like, I was like, like damn, is this real? I was like, is this going to go down? And then there was, in the 5th round, Herb Dean stopped it for the doctor's check. And I was like, oh, man, I mean, they're going to stop this. And it's going to kind of be a TKO. And quite frankly, I kind of wanted to see him stop it. I mean, it was getting gnarly. I mean, old girl's head was in bad shape. I mean, but at the same time, they were like, I think 35 seconds from being done. And it's like, if she goes the distance, old girl's the legend. And if they stop it now, it's a TKO. So it's like, when they like let him keep fighting, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked up. But then I think there was like under a minute, if I'm not mistaken. And, I mean, if old girl goes the distance with the GOAT, I mean, that's a game changer. That's huge. It's like Rocky Balboa. And so I see why they let him keep going. And, I mean, I'm glad they did now that I saw how it finished. And needless to say, Felicia Spencer, fucking Iron Chin McGee. I mean, she didn't win a single aspect of the fight. But the fact that an unranked... I mean, she went the distance with the GOAT, Amanda Nunes. I mean, Jesus Christ. Hats off to her. I mean, she's going to be in the hospital for a minute. I mean, she got beat the fuck up. But, I mean, she has the heart of a gangster, man. She fucking went out on her shield, just fucking kept banging. And the thing is, like, it's not like she was just running and dodging. Like, she was coming forward for 5 rounds, man. Anybody that's hating on that just don't get it. Like, as a man that's had his ass whooped before, I mean, I've never been in the octagon, but I done took an L, man. And I mean, hats off, because if you coming forward after 5 rounds and getting teed off on, I mean, can't nobody say shit to you. Hats off to Amanda Nunes after the fight. I don't know if y'all saw this. She like put her belt on her shoulder, kind of just as a show of respect. Like, I mean, how could you not respect that? Like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. And I mean, I guess if you want to view it as that kind of black and white, what's the big deal? And I guess somebody might clown, oh, we give him participation trophies. But no, I mean, Felicia Spencer, I mean, y'all remember Rocky lost the fight in the first Rocky movie, one of the greatest movies of all time. Rocky lost, but he went the distance, man, with the champ. And I feel like Felicia Spencer is goddamn the closest thing I've seen to a modern Rocky in a long time. So I kind of want to do a quick, recap of what I saw at the UFC 250. I mean, anybody knows me, I love sports. I love sports. I played sports. I mean, I'm a big sports fan. I mean, I just love sports. And right now, that's essentially all we got is UFC. I mean, but I love UFC. I'm thankful that they're putting on fights. And yeah, so that was my recap of UFC 250. Feel free to share my shit, if you're not already following, follow me. But yeah, I'm going to be doing these live just on anything and everything. Like, don't try to box me in, expect a category. I'll be doing everything from politics to funny shit to sports to, anything and everything. So just, if I feel like I got something to say, I'm going to say it. But this one was about UFC 250, you know what I mean? Y'all be safe out there. Crazy times we're living in. But I confidently feel like, some positive change is going to come out of all this. And, like, there ain't no going back to normal, only moving forward. And like I said, I'll welcome it with open arms. Y'all be safe. Have a good night. Have some good-ass fights, y'all.